Well, greetings and salutations, and welcome once again to the Newsman Weekly Podcast. Lucky episode number 68. It could be a checkmate edition of this fine show. More on that in just a moment. I am joined again today by Zach Heiser, the executive producer of the Newsman Weekly, and also Hayden Gray, the show's official videographer, for at least one more week. In a little bit, we're going to be joined by local chess master Carl Boor. October 11th is National Chess Day, and Boor and his Chess Bus organization have some events to tell us about. And we might even stage a game between Heiser and Carl and see who comes out on top. So stay tuned for all of that. But in the meantime, good morning, gentlemen. How the hell was your weekend? Heiser, I got to be honest, man. I feel bad for you. In just the space of a few days, your Guardians were eliminated from the Major League Baseball playoffs by the hated Detroit Tigers.
At least you got the name right.
Your Browns lost to the Minnesota Vikings in the closing seconds on a different continent Sunday. I just got to know, did suicide cross your mind or just a whole lot of cheap bourbon as you celebrated Cleveland sports fandom up in I don't believe land?
I am a Cleveland sports fan. I live for weeks like this. I live for the hurt. I'm ready. I'm always ready to be hurt all over again. So yeah, no, I'm great. Very happy. Yeah.
You don't look happy. I mean, you don't look happy. Hayden looks green because he ate some Mexican food over the weekend that disagreed with him. We'll talk more about that in a minute. There's a story everybody needs to hear.
Well, as far as the Browns go, my wife and I were talking before the game with Dylan Gabriel making his first career start and first start for the Browns, and wasn't
he like a rock star at one point, Dylan Gabriel? Is that a pop star?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, good.
I think it's a different Gabriel.
Okay, Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. This is his cousin.
But I pulled up that Browns jersey with all the QB names on it.
Oh, that's a sad
my wife and I were looking at it.
We're going to need to put this picture in the story.
Yeah, we'll pull it up.
Yeah.
But we're just and she's like, well, where did I come into the picture in the shirt? And we decided 2010 we started dating in the Colt McCoy, Jake Delhomme, Seneca Wallace era.
Okay.
So together as a couple, we have watched. This was our 28th starting quarterback that we've watched. And
how long have you been married?
Since 2014.
How many years?
11.
Okay, I'm just checking. Jess wanted me to check with you to see if you knew how many years. So you've had more than 2 quarterbacks for every year of marriage.
Yeah, she's stuck with me through 28 Browns starting quarterbacks, and I think 41 since 99. So
wow, 41.
It's just blessed to welcome another one to the fold, Dylan Gabriel, and he wasn't the worst. And there'll be another one. We can say that.
You know what? He's undefeated on American soil.
That's true.
Because they lost in London yesterday.
That's right. That's true.
The Packers have had 3, I'll just say, in the last 30-plus years.
I know, and the Steelers have had like 4 since 1970 or whatever.
One of them was Terry Bradshaw, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Right?
But if I can speak on the Guardians for a moment.
Please.
Obviously
please
more
do.
Heartbreaking than the Browns. I mean, It's kind of a weird autopsy to give to their season because they really shouldn't have been in the playoffs.
No, they had 3 starters batting under 200. They had negative run differential during the regular season. This is a team that had no business in the playoffs.
Correct. They had one of the lowest OPSs in baseball. They had
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
On base plus slugging, and they had the worst batting average for a team to make the playoffs since the 1906 White Sox.
Wow. That's not even the 1919 Black Sox that threw the World Series.
But they still have this magical run in September. They overtake the Tigers down 15.5 games at one point, just to lose to them in the wild card series. Yeah. So that is kind of rough. Yeah. If they wouldn't have lost to the Tigers, it would have been easy. Even if it was the Red Sox or the Yankees or someone else that I hate, it still would have been a little bit easier to digest. I don't know. I mean,
luck had just run out.
I guess. I mean, there's plenty of optimism for the future. We have a kind of a rebuilt starting rotation. We got a glimpse of some of the young hitters that can maybe revive this horrendous lineup. I just hope the front office, and I'm not asking them to go out and spend a ton of money, but this last 2 off seasons have been horrendous for the front office, especially last year after a ALCS run, being a couple games away from the World Series and really doing nothing in the offseason and making some very bad signings with the little money they did have. So I mean, yeah, I want to see them continue to develop, but they need to get some help. And now this group under Stephen Vogt, after Terry Francona retired and then came back to resurface with the Reds.
And who took to the playoffs.
Under Stephen Vogt, they have now overachieved 2 years in a row with a kind of a little bit of a bad news Bears offense. And so, but they play hard. And as a fan, like, you want to know that your team cares about winning, and they definitely do. So I think this is like a group that the ownership and the front office should rally around a little bit and give them a little bit of help.
You know, I'm just going to have to cut you off at that because, you know, what people want, what people demand from Guardians fans and Browns fans is not so much analysis. They want tears.
That's true.
They want tears.
Yeah,
Come on, cry for us.
No, I will not.
Tell us your heart was broken.
No.
All right. You know what happened? Did you go to any of the playoff games?
I did not.
That's why.
That's wrong.
This is on you.
Did go to a Tigers game.
When they were about to win the division.
Which was our playoffs.
Yeah.
And we beat them 5 out of 6 times.
Yeah.
But
then you didn't go. So apparently this loss is on you.
They should have just said, you guys, the Tigers, like, had their chance, and we'll just skip the wild card round, give it to you guys because you already just kicked their ass in the regular season.
Unlikely hero.
Well, Hayden, did you take your son to the Prairie Peddler over the weekend? Are you breaking the young man in on the local festival scene, taking advantage of a Pittsburgh Steelers bye week to perhaps get to know your family again? Or did you eat some bad Mexican food Saturday night and spend the rest of the weekend on the toilet, literally on the toilet?
It was the latter, Carl. I know that you want me to admit that. So
I want everybody to hear this story. I'll set the stage, and then you bring it home. You ready? It's Sunday evening in Hayden's household. He's probably sitting on his chair, sitting on his couch, watching football, when suddenly he realizes he's got another grumbly in his tumbly. Ladies and gentlemen, he races to the bathroom because he fears he's about to lose something that he ate. Hayden, take it from there.
Yeah, you know, when I look back, my analysis of the situation as well, I missed my first opportunity with the bathtub. Would have been a solid choice had I known the direness of the situation.
Now, I've thrown up in a lot of places. I've never thrown up in a bathtub.
I know, but easy cleanup.
Doesn't sound good.
Is it an easy cleanup?
I don't know.
Easier than what is about to happen and unfold here,
well,
Zach.
please continue.
Please continue. I also skipped the sink, which again, yuck, but would have been easier to clean up.
I have done that.
And I settle for the toilet.
Yeah, that's where all of us go, the toilet.
Which, with a young child under 2 years old in my household, there is a baby-safe toilet lock on top there. And
you have a toilet lock on your toilet.
Well, you know, you don't want them throwing things in there.
Is there a combination to it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a simple, just squeeze and pull it up.
Well, apparently in your situation, you couldn't overcome the child safety device.
I couldn't overcome it, and the rest we can let everyone else figure out what unfolded next. But I did not get it
unfolded or upsplashed.
Yes, so I did not get it unlocked in time, and
who had to clean that up?
It was a combination between myself and my wife, who I owe
a
great deal of apology to.
Your wife must love you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd have said, you know,
that was another testament of love.
You
just
dealt
like the
it,
Browns
you clean
scored.
it. You know, it's.
So yeah,
right on top of the child-proof locked toilet.
In a way, I did get to know my family again on a pretty embarrassing and intimate level.
Was your son awake? Did he come in and laugh at you?
He was still awake.
Clean this up, boy.
He got to come out and turn on the TV one more time before bed while we were taking care of the cleanup. So
you know
he was the real winner.
That's what I like, a young man that will take advantage of the situation. Very good. Well, it sounds like you have a hell of a weekend. You know what?
Yeah.
Normally, this is the time that we do NFL overreactions.
Yeah.
But since we've already talked about the fact the Browns stunk in London.
Well, they played all right.
No,
they looked okay.
They stunk.
Should they just stay in London?
They just always find different ways to lose.
I heard some people float the idea that maybe they should just stay in London the rest of the year and figure it out.
Well, the Vikings did. Can you imagine if the Vikings would have lost that game? Stay in London for like 3 weeks and lose both games. That would have been good.
Right. I do have to say I kind of like the early start times. I got up and made myself a mimosa and cooked some bacon on the grill and was done by 12:30.
That's the wonderful thing about Formula One racing. I got up, the race in Singapore, green flag, 8 a.m. Sunday morning. By 10, race is over, and I can get on to whatever it is I do on Sundays, which unfortunately these days is work, but that's a whole other story. But I'm grateful. The Packers had a bye week. Need to give some banged-up players a chance to rest up a bit before they go like 12 weeks without a bye. The Steelers also had a bye, as Aaron Rodgers got to rest his 40-something-year-old knees.
Okay.
Hey, folks, we couldn't do one episode of the Newsman Weekly, much less 68, without all of you. So thanks again for joining us for your weekly recharge of news, entertainment, and information. We're grateful. So many of you come to us every week. And as I check podcast analysis, the list is growing by leaps and bounds on a regular basis. We know we couldn't do this show without your support. So please, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the show and give it a great rating. Once you've done that, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and give it another good rating, and keep doing that until the Newsman Weekly podcast has taken over the free world. Hey, many thanks to local country singer Luke Watson for creating this show's theme song, Smoke and Drink, which would have helped Hayden over the weekend if he just would have paid attention, rather than eating Mexican nachos, which apparently were the antithesis of...
Can't say where it's from.
No,
we're not going to do that.
They're beloved to me.
Probably came in his own kitchen. Our thanks also to the great folks at Relax It's Just Coffee for sponsoring this show, putting up with this show, and for being such a great partner to the Newsman Weekly. Every day just starts better with great coffee, and our friend Paul Kimmerling and his baristas at Relax simply have the best in town at 105 North Main Street in downtown Mansfield.
I did order something off the fall menu this morning.
Which one did you go with?
I'm drinking the Coco Moco.
Ooh.
Do what?
The Coco Moco.
Is that like hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Did you get some whipped cream?
Would Larry
Tasty.
like this one?
Did you get some whipped cream?
No whipped cream, but it's like a little latte with some coconut stuff in it.
A couple times I've been over to Relax with Larry Phillips, our boss and managing editor, and he saddens me because he's an old newspaper guy like me. And we go to Relax, and he gets hot chocolate with whipped cream.
Yeah, wow.
I'm thinking, I hired that kid right out of college in Astoria back in the 80s. If I had known then that he was a hot chocolate drinker, no way would I have hired him.
You've taught him a lot, but...
Hayden,
what?
We have a new name, a new addition to the Newsman Weekly shit list that we started last week. Remember, we had that. We had the Ohio Department of Transportation. We had the Browns. Now we're adding a new name. Clear Fork Valley local school superintendent Cody Reese. Reese simply refused to entertain or answer any questions last week after the district sent a letter to parents saying an English Composition College Credit Plus course that was being taught at the high school by an instructor from North Central State College, that course had been ended. A new instructor has been assigned to teach the course, which will begin October 13th. Reasons for the change were speculated all over social media last week, and we wanted to clear it all up. When I say we, but I'm going to say Hayden. We had Hayden Hayden contacted Clear Fork High School principal Jennifer Klaus. She said Reese had directed her to send all questions his way. So Hayden called Mr. Reese. He went to Mr. Reese's office. He even called him again after that. Hayden, have you gotten a call or any response from Mr. Reese since then?
No.
And this was on what, Wednesday? Or Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's been days.
Last week.
All right. Here's my thought. Clear Fork schools can do whatever they want inside their own classrooms. No problem with that. God bless. Run a good educational school like they do. But Reese, who was hired in March, began in August to run the district, should at a minimum return a phone call or answer his office door to explain why. Simply offer a no comment. Ignoring valid questions from the media isn't a good way to go. And it lands Cody Reese on this week's Newsman Weekly shit list.
Didn't he say there's some sort of email? Did he have an excuse or no?
Hayden?
No, that was Carl and I had emailed the school board president.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and he didn't have any answers either.
That's not a good look all around.
But yeah.
Clear Fork's a public school, right?
It's a public school.
It's even more reason why you got to make a comment.
Cody's new in the job. He just started in August, so it's kind of August. He's been there about 2 months.
Yeah.
And I think he'll figure it out going forward.
Well,
but simply ignoring legitimate questions I mean, even if he wants to say, look, we're not going to talk about that, no comment.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up the phone and return a call.
Yeah.
Carl, you're a lot closer to retirement than I am, so I'll tread lightly. But
What are you afraid of a school superintendent?
Kind of.
all I want to say is, listen, like,
buck up, boy.
my take on the situation is, obviously it's something that isn't easy to talk about. It wasn't a...
You don't even have to talk about it.
Right.
Return the phone call
I know,
and say,
but-
I'm not going to comment on that.
Listen, I know this going in, and so, again, it's not a huge odd scenario for a principal to say that all communication is supposed to go through the superintendent.
No,
that's fine.
That's fine. Yes, indeed.
The problem was more so that I'm not going to name these people, but I have other superintendents who, whether they want to talk about it or not, we both acknowledge it's a difficult situation, but they are open and willing to talk to me beyond just a no comment. So it's not easy for either of us. It's not how anybody wants to spend their day necessarily, but correct.
So you
the
went
least
down
you could
and
do
actually
is,
you actually went to his office.
Yeah, I went to the board office, and
what did
he
they
had just
say?
left.
He had just left. And what time of day was that?
Like 12:30.
Okay, he'd gone to lunch. Perfectly understandable.
Correct.
What did you do?
I stuck around in Belleville, like you said, and
For
hung
how
out
long?
for a couple hours.
Couple
and
hours.
Made some other phone calls
Mm-hmm.
that were returned, and once I had an interview lined up with Dory Diab, the president of North Central State College, then I decided to come back.
Okay, so we did all we could. We published a story, and we pointed out that Mr. Reese didn't return phone calls.
He's still on his lunch break.
Oh, maybe he is. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you're a school superintendent out there or someone else who's running a public organization, return a phone call, even if it's to say, we're not going to comment on that. Good way to go. All right, enough of that, because Hayden's just nervous now and scared and frightened, and because a school superintendent has scared him this morning. So, hey, before we dive into the world of chess, we do have some news for you. A ribbon was cut Friday on $3.3 million worth of local improvements, a 1.1-mile multi-use path that connects the Richland B&O Trail to a new tunnel that goes underneath Trimble Road. The project, largely funded by outside grants, has been in the making since City of Mansfield engineer Bob Bianchi told City Council in 2018 about his plan. Quote, a project starts with a vision. It may take 20 years to get the trail connected to the downtown. We've got to start, he told local lawmakers. 7 years later, the $2.1 million connector trail and the $1.2 million tunnel were open to the public under perfect blue skies and sunny temperatures, which means local residents will be able to use it this fall before the weather turns too bad. And apparently there's a little bit of a hill, so maybe we can sled on the bike trail connector once snow flies.
Do you want to discuss any of the dissenters in the Facebook comments?
No, I certainly
not
don't.
even.
They don't deserve it.
They're not even worth talking about.
Nope. You know what?
Just
One of the
stupid
things.
people.
One of the folks was commenting that this was a bad thing and they should have done something else or maybe done nothing at all. The only thing I'll say to that is it's been going on for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the person I'm talking about, never saw him at a single city council meeting or a county commissioner meeting to express his opinion.
Right.
My thought to keyboard warriors, get out and participate. Go to a public meeting, sign up, say what you got to say. Maybe you won't succeed. But maybe you will. Who knows? All I know is if you sit in front of your keyboard and type stuff, you're out.
After it happens.
We just hate on anything that might be positive whatsoever.
Yeah. You know, the only way keyboard warriors would be happy is if they'd have built a swimming pool somewhere on that connector trail.
Yeah, they would have said, "Well, what about this?
Yeah, exactly. What about the skating
What about
rink?
a skating rink?" Yeah.
Yeah, and I would reiterate
This
once
doesn't
again
give anything for the kids to do.
that the city of Mansfield has never owned or operated a skating rink or a bowling alley. If you'd like to launch those things as a private business,
Sure.
feel free. And I'm sure the city would help you get started with that, but it's going to be on your dime.
Yeah.
Mansfield Mayor Jody Perry said one of the great things about this latest project was the large number of people, governments, and organizations that were involved. Quote, if it was just up to the City of Mansfield General Fund, we would not be standing here, she said. It's really instrumental we get funding from a lot of different sources on these projects. If you want to learn more about the project and the funding, we published stories about it last week. Please go and check those out. Hey, here's something Hayden gets to do. Richland County Commissioners have invited leaders of all entities getting local property taxes to a public meeting Thursday, October 9th at 10 a.m.
Big one.
to discuss the possibility of reducing local property taxes. In the 2-year state budget approved this summer, state lawmakers handed counties a tool that could reduce local property taxes, but without any state assistance to replace those funds.
A tool.
A tool.
Okay.
In other words, if commissioners expand or even perhaps double the current state-funded homestead exemptions and 2.5% owner occupancy credits, it would be done only involving local dollars. Right now, at the current levels, when the county, when those are in place, the state gives those taxing entities the makeup fund, so they cover up for those losses. That decision must be made by the end of October, with any tax reductions taking effect January 1st. All 3 county commissioners at a meeting I covered last week because Hayden was busy doing something else, expressed frustration that state lawmakers had basically handed them the current hottest of political potatoes, one that could provide local property tax relief while also potentially badly damaging local governmental entities, including schools.
It's a bad spot to be in.
What's that?
I said, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that spot.
Yeah. For example, Commissioner Tony Vero said action by commissioners to double the current allowances and exemptions would cost the Mansfield City School District as much as $1 million a year and perhaps $650,000 a year for districts like Madison and Lexington. But it would also impact a myriad of local entities, including Dayspring, which is the county home, Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services, Richland New Hope, Richland Public Health, Richland County Children's Services, the Richland County Park District, and the Mansfield-Richland County Public Library. In other words, any entity that gets property tax dollars would be impacted. Commissioner Darrell Banks said, absolutely, I feel like I'm getting stuck with it. I'm frustrated. So on Thursday morning, Hayden, you'll be able to go to that meeting and cover it. And all the school superintendents and township trustees and agency heads have all been invited to come and offer their opinion on what commissioners might or might not do.
Can they just be like, no thanks?
They could. They certainly could ignore it altogether.
Then property owners might.
It's kind of
you're kind of
at a lose-lose.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
Maybe,
there is an initiative being circulated around the state.
That's
and
correct.
People can go and sign it if they want to. I think it's called axthetax.com. You can go to that website and find out how you can get involved, which would put a ballot issue November of 2026, which would completely eliminate the state's property tax. What's happened over the last few years, several years, as property values have risen, taxes have gone up accordingly. People are frustrated. I don't blame them. I'm frustrated by the amount of property tax I have to pay. And they're revolting. And so the state and local government officials have finally began to listen, and they're trying to come up with ways to appease these people. Well, it may be too little too late.
It's almost as if we shouldn't rely on just the average citizens to fund important public organizations.
Well, I mean, the way government is set up, property taxes largely fund government agencies and schools, county agencies and schools.
That seems like a false way to. That seems like the problem right there.
Well, sales tax funds county general funds, and income tax funds villages and municipalities. Those are the big three of taxes.
How about Walmart funds them? How about Amazon?
Well, and you've also got the leading Republican candidate for governor, Vivek Ramaswamy, who I saw speak in Mansfield earlier this year, and he said he'd like to do away with the state income tax.
Well, Carl,
so if we do away with the state income tax and we do away with the state property tax, don't call anybody because they ain't coming. Hayden, go ahead.
Well, didn't you bring up, too, because I think part of this was, didn't you say our county auditor brought up, too, that there is a little part of this that sometimes we are...
Yeah, we help bring it on ourselves.
Right.
Because we pay what I think the phrase Pat used is stupid money.
Right.
When you've got a property that's appraised at a certain value and you get a bidding war and people are paying 203% more than the appraised value, well, guess what? Every time somebody in your neighborhood sells a house for 3 times its appraised value, the next time the appraisal comes up, that's what they look at. Your house is going to rise. I mean, the property value of my house in the last several years has doubled, which means my taxes have gone up.
Right.
I'm not making any money off of it.
Right.
I'm just paying more.
Because I'm one of those people, just the way the housing market was, I mean, I didn't pay 203%, but I had to go a little bit over what the appraisal was to get in it, right? Because you're in one of those bidding wars or this or that. So, I mean, it's
crazy.
Tough problem to figure out.
But, yeah, we brought some of this on ourselves, but Thursday morning, Hayden will be there. He'll get the complete scoop, and he'll happily share it with all of you after that meeting. Speaking of meetings, Mansfield City Council on Tuesday night will consider a development plan involving at least part of the Mansfield Municipal parking lot downtown. Local lawmakers are scheduled to vote on a proposal that would convey some of that lot at 4th and Main to the new Community Improvement Commission. Is it corporation? What's a CIC?
Community Improvement Corporation.
Community Improvement Corporation. Thank you, Hayden. Shelby's had one for years, so you probably are aware of that. In 2022, local residents were asked to complete a survey to help chart a course for the 1.42 acres of prime real estate currently occupied by the parking lot. If you go back and look at the original Mansfield Rising Downtown Development Plan that was developed in 2019 by local residents, developing that lot was the first action item. Officials said the big empty lot could be part of a strong connection between Central Park and the Carousel District, quote, creating a more robust downtown. Quote, the best project would include retail, residential, tiered parking, and green space, the plan said. The site could be more than a parking lot. It could be a vibrant space for the community. That effort got a boost in 2022 from the Bowling Green State University's Reimagining Rural Regions program. Mansfield was selected to participate in that economic and workforce development-centered placemaking initiative, earning a spot in the second round of communities during a competitive application process. Details of the current plan are slowly being made public. I'm working on a city council preview that should be posted on the Richland Source website by the time you hear this. Council is going to vote on that land conveyance Tuesday evening, or at least they're scheduled to, and the proposal will then go before the CIC on Wednesday. So stay tuned for those details.
I'd say build up.
Build up?
Build up on the muni lot.
On the muni lot.
Like leave the bottom parking, and then just build up. Like you could have a green space on top. You could have some retail in there, and
exactly.
Just build up.
I think, you know what? I think, Heiser, I think you need to go to the city council meeting tomorrow night and express your opinion.
I think I took that survey back in 2022. Yeah.
Well, I've seen the results of that survey. I looked at them this morning. I have not had a time to do a real deep dive, but clearly people wanted parking to remain part of that lot with other things to go with it. But we'll see what's going to happen. Hayden, any final words? You look like you got something you want to say.
I do, because it just hit me that I was speaking to no one physically hit me, but I said good morning to our friend Adam Doc Fox this morning, and he said he couldn't return that sentiment because he doesn't talk to Steelers fans during Browns Steelers week. And it totally hit me. It's Browns Steelers week, Zach.
Already?
So part 1 of 2. So, I mean, I kind of feel like Zach and I need to do something.
Should we have a bet?
I think you should.
Right. I think we take money off the table. We're not doing monetary, Zach.
No. Whoever's team, you have to come in a Browns jersey or something.
Yeah, I would like that.
Come in a Steelers.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
For the show
willing
next
to take
week.
it because the Browns are better than the Steelers this year.
There you have it,
We
ladies
shook
and gentlemen.
hands.
We have
1
a
and
handshake
4.
bet.
I don't care.
One
Our
of these two
defense
guys
is going to destroy Aaron Rodgers.
One of these two guys is going to be wearing the colors of the enemy
I can't.
when next we speak next week.
All right.
All right. That's enough for now. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by local chess guru Carl Boor. Please stay with us. Well, welcome back to the Newsman Weekly Podcast. Joining us now, as promised, is chess master Carl Boor, leader of the local chess bus effort. Good morning, Carl. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having a great first name. And thanks for getting up so damn early.
Well, thanks for having me, Carl.
Hey, I've got an idea. Let's see how this plays out. Let's have a game between you and Zach Heiser. He'll do his best while you're busy answering questions from me, and you're defeating him as quickly as possible. I learned at a young age from my father that a checkmate can be achieved in as little as 4 moves, or at least against me. So let's see how long Heiser can last as you're busy answering questions. So we'll go ahead and get the game started.
First, I just want to ask, how many moves do you think you're going to beat me in?
Well, that's a funny thing. This 4-move checkmate, it's known as the scholar's mate. There's actually a way to lose a chess game in 2 moves. the worst possible game of chess could go this way. So I'm going to show you what not to do.
Now we
as
do have
white.
a chess cam, so
Yes.
you can flip over to YouTube and
Yes,
watch
this.
it.
Yes,
Right.
thank you for pointing that out, folks. If you
Yes.
want to see this match, go on our YouTube feed, and that'll be in tomorrow's story, and you can watch this unfold. And Carl just made, I believe, 2 moves.
The worst possible game of chess. Yeah.
Yes, because you moved 2 pawns out of the way badly. And Heiser, and in that scenario, which we won't see repeated, has checkmated you in 2 moves.
Just diagonally move the queen up, and boom.
Yep.
Hayden doesn't know what we're doing here. 'Cause
No,
he only plays
he's a checkers guy. He told me that.
At best.
He told me that last week when I told him Carl was coming in.
So it's probably a better idea to occupy the center of the board with a pawn on the first move.
Okay.
And then when you activate all these pieces and
Well,
his
I
turn.
think that's what you want me to do.
Okay,
so-
well, I believe he has moved,
I'm
so
gonna
let's
go
go
here.
ahead and start the interview, and you guys play chess. Carl, let's start with finding out about you and where you developed your love for the game of chess.
Sure.
I fell in love with the game back in the 70s when I got a paperback copy of Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess.
it's a great book.
It was a whole world of strategic thinking that opened up for an 11-year-old boy. But what about you? Where are you from? What do you do? And where and why did you become a chess aficionado?
So I am from Mansfield, Ohio, and my father was a chess aficionado who played chess tournaments and learned the game of chess really at the YMCA on Park Avenue in Mansfield, Ohio. We had a great club, and in the early 80s, I learned from him at the age of 4 and started competing in chess tournaments, about first grade, winning state titles and traveling all around the country. Eventually got into coaching chess at the age of 16. Got my start at the Salesian Center in Columbus, Ohio, and made a career of it for a good 20 years in Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Philadelphia. I traveled all around and played chess tournaments and taught. And, over the past, let's say, 8 to 10 years, I took a step back from playing. I started auctioneering, starting my resale business, and moved back to Mansfield, Ohio, where there's great real estate prices.
Now, for those who are
I got a piece.
only listening to the show and not watching it as we advised on YouTube, fact of the matter is Heiser is quickly being slaughtered. He's back on his
I
heels.
got a pawn.
No, he's hanging in there.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's
Well,
fine.
very good. All right. You know what? I loved following world championship matches back in the day. I remember Fischer and Russian Boris Spassky back in 1972 when they would televise those things. And then I watched Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov, 2 Russians, back in the 1980s. So who was your favorite chess player, and what's been your favorite match?
Well, the Fischer boom and the Fischer era is a huge part of chess history. So it's hard not to be a fan of that era of chess and what he accomplished. Really, it was an ideological victory where he single-handedly, took out an entire chess machine.
Check.
And so this is a double attack. The pawn attacks the bishop attacks the knight, and that's
Nice.
a problem to solve.
Oh, Heiser.
Double attack, but I was able to say check.
Yeah, but I believe you just stepped in it. We'll find out.
Probably.
In a moment. Again, folks, if you want to watch the match, go on our YouTube channel. Go ahead, Carl.
So, each era of chess typically will have a great player that dominates, all the others, like the Kasparov era in the 80s and 90s. Now we're in the Magnus Carlsen era from Norway, he's on track, if not already, considered the best player of all time. And, well, it just happens. There's a world champion, there's a best of all time, and they come and go, but it's always exciting to see.
And a couple of moves taking place, and boom, Heiser has just lost a horse. What's the correct name for the horse?
So the knight in chess.
Oh, the knight. Thank you.
The pieces all have value. We use the pawns as a unit of 1.
Mm-hmm.
The knight is considered worth 3 pawns.
Okay.
So I just gained a value of let's say 2 points or 2 pawns because he got 1 pawn for it.
All right.
And there's a timer, which we're going to talk about the timer.
Yeah, we'll
but-
talk about. We haven't been using it, but folks
Right.
want to see the timer.
It's 15 minutes a turn, this podcast.
No,
would-
15 minutes a match.
Well,
Is it?
15 minutes
Oh,
per the
okay.
whole game, yes?
Oh, yeah.
So you could use your time. You could allocate your time
Oh, I
any way
see,
you
I
wanted
see.
with a chess clock.
Yeah, so you could sit there and take literally all day, Heiser, and hope that Carl nods off and you move pieces.
is one way to win.
illegal. But Carl, it seems like these days the matches that get the most attention, at least from the media standpoint, have become human champions against computers. such as Kasparov versus IBM's Big Blue back in 96 and 97, matches that some said marked the end of human dominance of the sport. What are your thoughts on humans versus computers when it comes to chess?
Well, I think it's a bigger question of chess and technology being together in terms of the evolution of the game and the evolution of technology. So, for example, chess, if we go to the dawn of chess, at some point there was more books wrote about chess than any other subject with the exception of religion. And this had to do with a thing called the printing press. So with the growth of the printing press and that technology, you had an expansion of chess knowledge and chess skill. There was a time in the 1700s where the best player in the world could play 2 games of chess at the same time with his eyes closed. And they considered that to be like one of the wonders of the world.
How do you play chess with your eyes closed?
Just
By memorizing the coordinates of the board and knowing a thing like he just played bishop to b6, so I can play rook to e1. He could castle. I have bishop takes h7 check, and so on.
Wow.
I've played up to 10 games with my eyes closed at the same time. It's just a skill you develop by learning the fluency in the language of the game. But back to the technology and chess conversation. It's my belief that technology and chess skill and the evolution of the game is lockstep with our growth as a culture. So the IBM computer thing and chess computers in general, it's all related to the growth of technology, and the champions now are better than the champions then because of access to information and being able to train against AI.
Mm-hmm.
They say that chess is the gymnasium of the mind, but in many ways I think it's a training ground for engineers and problem solvers and great thinkers to take those skills from this game and apply it in their field. And yeah.
Your turn.
So Heiser, who is certainly
I didn't know what.
calm down, Heiser.
not an engineer in training, and certainly not one of the great thinkers of the.
Well, I'll tell you, like I've been playing chess on airplanes. That's probably my
airplanes.
And
airplane
I always
chess.
play the play the AI, the computer, and I do it on medium
Okay.
difficulty, and I always get smoked.
Okay.
It's tough to beat the AI.
See, I use
It's a great training tool, though.
Yeah.
The point isn't to
True,
beat the computer; it's to learn from it.
Oh,
True.
And chess players have an insight into what's coming down the pipe with AI. We use this as an oracle to give us the answer to many, many positions and get pattern recognition from it. And I think that same thing is now appearing in every field of human endeavor, basically.
So how long has the game of chess been played?
We don't know for sure, but they've found there's this beautiful thing called the Isle of Man chess set, or the Isle of Lewis chess set, where on a beach in what country was it? It's a Viking chess set, basically, from over 1,000 years ago. And yeah, these board games have always been with humanity. Now, you might not know this rule, because your average guy on the street doesn't know this rule, but let's cover it now.
Okay.
So he just took a pawn, and he jumped 2.
Yes.
Right? He jumped 2 next to my pawn.
Yes.
Now, if he had gone 1, I could take him on the diagonal. That's how pawns move.
Correct.
Yes.
At some point in the evolution of the game, they made a rule. When a pawn jumps 2 next to another pawn, you can still capture it as though it only moved 1. This is called en passant, which is a French term which means in passing. So in passing, I can take.
Wow.
I don't know French.
For sake of completion, I can only do it on the turn. I can only do the in passing now.
Go ahead,
if I do
do
something else, he does something else, I can't do it anymore. So I can just do this move. So I'm going to let him take back his move.
No. You do it. I learned my lesson.
No, this is horrible. Trust me. This is check. Look, this is check.
That's
it's
fine.
check.
No, go ahead and do it. Heiser needs to
he
learn.
beat me on some French rule.
Yeah, I love it.
That's insane.
Yeah. In passing, he's going to beat you in
Browns
passing.
lost on
that.
foreign territory. You lost.
That
on
is a
foreign
very
territory.
Browns way to lose.
So wait, is it over? Did you just?
No, he's in check, but there's probably a way to go.
Okay.
Check.
You're right. You're right. It's not over. Okay.
Keep going.
Check.
Carl, it is sad to see so many young people these days who are living their lives playing video games. I was blessed to learn the game of chess before video games took over the world. But how do we convince more young people to try chess instead of Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, and Call of Duty?
Well,
or checkers in the case of Hayden.
There's some hypocrisy in there, Carl. You play Call of Duty.
I don't play Call of Duty, but I do play Minecraft with my kid. It's a good game.
There's engineering things you can do in that.
Yeah, I'm not totally anti-video game. I'm anti-scrolling and screening out though. To me, that's much more of a scare than gaming per se. And chess in many ways is also, of course, a game, and it is played on screens. But it is good to play, and it is good to expose kids to chess in schools and at the home. And I think there is a lot of good skills to be learned from it. The main thing is to stay mentally active and be problem-solving lifelong. Okay, I'm going to play a vicious move.
Oh, it's a
This
vicious.
quiet little bishop move has a vicious point.
Again,
to it.
folks, if you're not watching today's episode on YouTube, you really need to, because we're watching Zach Heiser get depantsed on the chessboard by Carl Boor.
Everybody's gonna be tuning in.
So everybody, if you're just listening, you need to go watch, because it's the humiliation is nearly complete. But
certainly, the inspiration for me starting Chess Bus is to give folks in Richland County something fun to do that is good and educational. And very affordable for that matter. This is a fancy chess set, but it doesn't cost too much to have a chess set.
I was going to say, I've got to imagine it's something that, just depending on the material or the board, it's got to be rather accessible to anybody. I mean, it requires no electricity. It just requires you to get started.
Yeah. There's folks that are incarcerated that are playing chess sets that are made out of paper, right?
Yeah. Well, what was the notion, or what caused you to want to create Chess Bus, and tell us about that organization? Yeah.
So, I've been teaching and organizing chess my whole life, and we decided, let's go the nonprofit route, and let's provide something in Richland County that is something that it's for all demographics. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about chess, whether rich, poor, young, old, white, black, brown, purple. It doesn't really matter. Everybody enjoys chess. So that was in the back of my mind. But what's been going on in my life at home is my wife started playing chess about a year ago, and she started getting good. And I mean scary good. So I was like, man, okay, I got to get her to play tournaments. But she doesn't want to travel to tournaments. Okay. I got to organize tournaments locally. Okay. So there's a lot of things there, but I want to get my wife playing. So that's my selfish ask. And I decided to organize Chess Bus and form it, and we're going to put on some events. Yeah, we already have.
Well, as Carl ponders,
there's so many interesting moves here. I have a combination I'm thinking about, but it's a little risky. I don't know.
See, I don't think
I'm just going to go for
that's
it.
my.
He's going for it. He's going for it right there.
You say check.
Yeah, it's a check.
Oh boy.
As we watch this chess match unfold on our YouTube channel, hopefully you're watching this and not just listening to it. It's a video podcast. We're watching Heiser make moves. I'm going to do my best job of chess analysis.
Commentary?
All I know is I keep seeing there's like 3 pawns that have come off the board that were controlled by Carl, and I'm seeing pawns, horses or knights, bishops, all kinds of things. In fact, I believe Heiser has lost both of his bishops at this point, so that can't be a good thing.
That's not good.
That's probably a bad thing. He's
pondering. I did.
He's pondering his next move, which probably should be to consider conceding, but at least at this point he's going to continue to try to play.
There we go.
All right, and Heiser has made a move. But now, Carl, your organization has some events coming up as you finish in on to finish off the carcass of Heiser's chess match. Fill us in on the details and how people can become involved.
Yeah, so this coming Saturday the 11th, is National Chess Day, and we are going to be at Strickle Park, which is another inspiration for me. There's beautiful chess sets there. The park department has done an amazing job. So I wanted to definitely organize something there soon, and it's happening now. So on the 11th, we're having National Chess Day. It's a family event. Anybody can come. You don't even need to know how to play chess. The idea is, please don't know how to play chess. Come learn how. And we will be having a tournament for our pros and everybody in between. The idea of Chess Bus is to make it accessible and fun for everyone.
What time does that start? And are there any entry fees or anything like that?
So at 9 a.m. we're having a United States Chess Federation sanctioned event. which is going to be a speed chess tournament for folks who are wanting to join or already part of the USCF, the United States Chess Federation. Then at noon, we are going to have what I call the arena. And the arena is for anybody to play in, and it's like a tournament-style event, but you can casually drop in. So it's not officially sanctioned or anything like that. It's just a way to get exposure to the idea of a chess tournament. And then interspersed through that all day until dusk, I imagine, we'll just be playing chess and teaching folks how to play and just having fun. The entry fee for the rated event is $25, and for the event at noon, I believe it's $10.
Yeah. Are there prizes people can win by participating?
Cash prizes.
Ooh, prizes, there you go.
Hopefully some gift cards and so on. So we were looking for help and sponsorship and friends of chess. But, yeah.
Now, you've also got an event, I believe, coming up October 18th.
Yes, big one. Chess Day at the Mall. It's going to be similar in spirit to the event on Saturday, but we'll be having tournament and casual play, and that is at 11 a.m. We'll start the process. We'll have people coming in and playing, and then at noon we'll be having what's known as quads, a little bit slower games, not speed chess. A quad is where we have four friends sit down and have a mini round robin where we have 3 games and decide a winner from that. The entry fee for that will be $25. First prize, I believe, is $80. So we'll be having quad tournaments where it's 30 minutes aside. But again, it's also going to be open play. You don't even have to use a clock or anything like that.
I can do this right here, right? Like
no,
this is called castling.
No.
You may not castle when you are in check.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to know.
There goes Heiser trying to cheat. And
he did ask, in fairness.
He was already moving them. So
I'll just go over here.
He's just going to
try to provide a visual
away.
example.
My king is on the run.
Can folks who don't know how to play, can they come out to the mall and get somebody to sit down with them and kind of teach them a little bit how to play? So like Hayden could show up and maybe somebody could teach him the difference between a pawn and a rook?
Absolutely. That is definitely what we're up to. Sorry, I have a really interesting queen sacrifice combination here.
Oh, we have a queen sacrifice combination.
Yeah, that's kind of like the slam dunk in chess. I'm trying to see if I can.
That's all right. Take your time.
Dunk.
At this point, if you've been listening this whole time, you're not going to tune out now. So
no, you have to stay and
some
watch.
Dead air.
I mean, this is similar to.
If I may,
yes,
you may.
Please do.
You may. Just end me.
Feel free to slaughter him at will.
It's so tempting.
So as they're looking at that, I'll just remind people, October 11th on Saturday is National Chess Day, and there's an event coming up at Circle Park, which is the recently redone community park for all. They have a wonderful chess place set up. At 9 a.m., there'll be a USCF-rated speed chess event. And then at noon, there'll just be open play, games, lessons, prizes to be won. October 18th is Chess Day. I think is that called the Ontario Events Center now or something?
I think it's the Ontario
Center. It used to be
Center.
called the Richland Mall. On Saturday, October 18th, they've got some matches set up, some tournaments set up, and then you can also just come and learn how to play. And maybe Heiser will show up if he has any pieces left at that point.
We're in trouble now.
Oh, this doesn't look good. This looks like Napoleon at Waterloo. This is not good. Ladies and gentlemen, game over.
Wow.
We have a winner. Carl Boor, even while being pestered with my questions and searching for answers in his brain, has dispatched Heiser in just minutes.
It's a good game.
Thanks for having me,
I
guys.
love
You
that.
played pretty
Thanks
good,
for playing.
actually.
Thank you. Thank
Strong.
you.
So, what was the key to your victory, Carl? How did you? What did he do wrong? Let's start with that.
So, going back to Paul Morphy, we need to control the center with our pieces, and we need to activate our army. And I managed to control the center and activate my army and get my king safe. This is the 3 fundamentals of chess: is control the center, knights out usually customarily first, get castled.
So you might want to castle early before.
Yeah, within the first 10 moves. And within the first 10 moves, you want to connect these rooks.
Okay.
As a general guideline. And then we're ready to begin the assault. And if this king is still in the center of the board in that process, especially on the black side, which is analogous to, let's say, tennis or something, where white as the initiative has the serve.
You have come to the net, and he's back at the baseline.
Right. We are
down.
striking first.
Now, is there any other philosophies other than controlling the center? That's kind of the main proven way to go.
Yeah, there's innumerable possible ways for black to counteract this plan. For example, Fisher's favorite, we could play the Sicilian and throw a curveball, where we don't play in the center necessarily. We leave it undetermined and flexible so that ultimately we can attack the center.
Right. So you're attacking the center, and I'm moving pieces
even on the side. It's not terrible to play on the side as long as it has a purpose. Purpose being to undermine the center.
Yeah.
So,
see, that's my problem. Is I know the rules, well, except for that French rule.
Yeah, and castling when
but
you,
I don't have much purpose to it. It's hard to think you get to learn chess and you know it and you know the rules, but then there's all these philosophies and strategies around it and thinking several moves ahead. Right. How many moves ahead do you normally?
It's an age-old question, and I'm going to give the age-old funny response, which is the best. One move. Just one. No, it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
A mark of skill is not necessarily being able to calculate many moves into the future. It's being able to correctly assess the position and find the best move. Or not even necessarily the best move, too. This is another thing. Oftentimes there's many best moves or viable options. So.
Well, what I was going to say about this, too, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Carl, but it seems like this is one of those games, too, where you start to learn it. You become comfortable with it, you get good at it, but it seems as though there are often times where you're constantly learning new, whether it's a philosophy or a strategy or different ways. So, there are some games where you get good at and there's really one way to be good and you've just kind of accomplished it. But with chess, it seems like there are, you're constantly learning.
Yeah, there's an old saying that chess is an ocean in which a mosquito can bathe and an elephant can drown.
Wow.
It's the depth of it, right?
Yeah. So I remember someone, I think it was an uncle of mine that said this because we were playing chess, and I, like Heiser, I knew enough. I knew how the pieces moved, and I could think one move at a time. And he compared it to someone who can read music and perhaps know the chords on a guitar, but they're not a musician, and they never will be because they can't think fluently in that particular language. So you could have all the physical elements of a guitar player, musician, but you don't feel it. And he said you have to feel chess. I don't know whether that was accurate or whether he just enjoyed beating me a lot.
No, this is chess intuition. This is a huge part of the game. Is at some level you can't really calculate out all the possibilities, of course. So you just have to take an educated guess and feel what is right to do.
Well, very good. We will put information about the events coming up. We'll put a link. Do you have a web page that we can put a link to as well, like ChessBus?
Yeah, we are at chessbus.org, and we're also on Facebook. If you search ChessBus on Facebook, you'll find us. But chessbus.org is our main website.
Well, we will put all that information out there with the story that goes up with this. And again, folks, if you have just listened to this podcast, please go and watch the chess match that unfolded on YouTube when Heiser was smitten, completely easily vanquished in just a matter of minutes. And I just like saying that because I figured it was going to go that way.
Lasted a bit longer than I
because you only know how to play checkers. But that's okay.
I would have been your cheerleader, Carl.
No, thank you.
Carl, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our small but growing number of sponsors. We have the Gemini Poker Club, who has helped us with the October 18th event. And there's a company called House of Staunton, which is a maker of fine chess sets and equipment, which is sponsoring a fundraiser auction that can be accessed at our website.
Very good. We're happy that you're able to do that. And, folks, we are going to wrap up today's show on that note, a victorious chess moment for Carl Boor. Without a doubt, probably the crowning achievement of his chess career at this point, at least so far.
It is impressive. I know he's great at chess, but to do an interview while also dismantling me
because you're concentrating heavily. You're focused on every single thing, and he's answering dumb questions for me. But, Carl, many thanks for coming in to join us today.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for now. Thanks again to all of you for listening and hopefully watching today to the Newsman Weekly. I'll be back in a second to put a bow on this week's episode, but until then, remember what author and chess player Mark Twain once said, "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything."